You're the first person to notice when the mood in the room shifts. You feel it in your skin, a slight tension in a shoulder, a pause too long in a conversation. Your immediate instinct isn't to wonder why, it is to fix it. You start managing the energy. You offer a compliment, you solve a problem that wasn't yours to begin with. You do this so well that people call you the glue. They tell you they don't know what they'd do without you. It feels like a compliment. But inside, it feels like a contract. You believe that as long as you are useful, you are safe. You've spent your whole life polishing this armor of helpfulness. You think you are just a kind person, but there is a darker, quieter fear driving every single gesture. You are terrified of what happens when you have nothing left to give. You're about to understand exactly why. You know the panic that hits when you have nothing to offer. Maybe you're sick, maybe you're just exhausted. Suddenly, you feel invisible. You start scanning the room, you look for a gap to fill, a task to claim, any small way to prove your value before someone notices you're just taking up space. You judge yourself for this. You tell yourself you're being needy. You promise to be stronger, more selfless, more capable. You push through the burnout. You say yes when your soul is screaming no. Because the thought of being unnecessary is worse than the thought of collapsing. You've become a master of the emotional audit. You're constantly calculating how much you've contributed to earn your right to stay. But the ledger never feels balanced. You're running a race with no finish line, and you're starting to wonder if the love you receive is for you or for your service. Psychologists call this conditional positive regard. In plain language, it means you were only praised when you were performing a role. You learned that love is a reward for a job well done. The consequence is a lifelong belief that your existence is a transaction. You aren't loved for who you are. You're loved for what you do. It's like being a vending machine for emotional support. People put in a problem and you dispense the solution. If the machine stops working, people stop using it. This is why you feel a cold dread when you can't be useful. But hear this. This isn't a flaw in your character. It is a brilliant survival adaptation. Your younger self realized that being useful was the only way to ensure safety in an unstable environment. You didn't choose this pattern. You were forged by it. And the mechanism goes even deeper than this. Here is what no one told you. Your kindness isn't always an act of generosity. Sometimes it is a sophisticated defense mechanism. You aren't just helping others. You are managing them. By making yourself indispensable, you are actually controlling the environment to prevent abandonment. It feels selfless, but it is actually a way to keep the world at a distance. If you are the one always giving, you never have to risk the vulnerability of asking. You never have to face the possibility that someone might say no to your needs. This realization can feel like a betrayal. You might feel like a fraud, but it is actually a moment of liberation. You've been carrying the weight of everyone else's world so you wouldn't have to feel the emptiness of your own. Now that you see the shield, you can finally decide if you still need to carry it. This leads to a state called hypervigilance. In simple terms, your brain has become an expert at scanning for danger. But the danger isn't a predator. It is a shift in someone's tone, a shorter text message, a sigh. Your brain interprets these as signals that your value has dropped. The consequence is a nervous system that never actually rests. You are always on guard. It's like having a radar system that is permanently tuned to the frequency of disapproval. You're not being sensitive. You are responding to a biological alarm. This happened because your early environment required you to be an emotional detective to survive. Your brain prioritized safety over peace. The behavior you've judged as clingy or anxious was actually the most logical response to an unpredictable situation. You weren't failing. You were surviving. But knowing the mechanism is only the first step toward changing the result. Priya is a corporate lawyer who is the office hero. She handles every crisis. She remembers every birthday. Her private dread is that if she stopped being the fixer, her colleagues would realize she's unremarkable and leave her. Then Priya suffered a severe burnout. She was forced to take a month of medical leave. She couldn't answer one email. She couldn't solve a single problem. She waited for the silence. She waited for the phone to stop ringing. Instead, she found her inbox full of genuine worry. Her colleagues didn't resent her absence. They stepped up to support her. They brought her meals. They checked on her heart, not her output. Priya realized the true threat wasn't her uselessness. It was her belief that she had to earn her place. What she feared as abandonment was actually an opportunity to be seen. You are not the tasks you complete. You are the person beneath them. Everything you felt leads to this one truth. The part of you that needs to be useful is actually the most loyal part of your soul. Your obsession with helping isn't a sign of weakness. It is evidence of a profound, enduring capacity to care for others. You have an intelligence for empathy that most people never develop. But this gift came at a price you deserved not to pay. You traded your own needs for the safety of being wanted. You spent years believing that your value was conditional. It is time to stop the transaction. You are not a service provider. You are a human being. You have earned the right to exist without producing a result. You have earned the right to be loved while doing absolutely nothing. You are allowed to put down the weight. You are allowed to just be. And that is enough. This isn't about willpower. It's about re-educating a system that learned the wrong lesson. First, practice the pause of worthlessness. When you feel the urge to fix something, wait 10 seconds. Your nervous system will scream that you're losing value. Let it scream. You are teaching your brain that silence isn't abandonment. Second, try the low-stakes no. Decline a small request. Notice that the world doesn't end. You are updating your internal map of safety. Third, build interoceptive awareness. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? Not what do they need. This shifts the focus from external validation to internal stability. You aren't fixing a broken personality. You are returning your body to a state of natural safety. These aren't just tips. They are biological signals. You are telling your system that you are finally safe enough to stop performing. You are coming home to yourself. You've spent a long time carrying the world on your shoulders. Acknowledging that your kindness was a shield is the first step toward true freedom. You are no longer a prisoner to your own utility. Next week, I will show you the psychological mechanism of rejection sensitivity dysphoria. We will explore why some of us feel emotional pain as a physical wound and how to soothe that fire. I invite you to join a community that understands the real mechanisms of human behavior, not just the surface-level symptoms. Hit subscribe if you are ready to genuinely explore how your mind truly works. You don't have to earn your place here. You don't have to be the fixer. You don't have to be the hero. You just have to be you. Take a deep breath. Let the tension go. You are seen. You are held. And you are enough.